So the trailer for the new Resident Evil show dropped a few weeks ago, or a month ago, and it looks bad, kinda. Now, I'm not gonna act like I'm Resident Evil's #1 fan. I've played the video game versions of 1, 4, 5, and 7, and that's about it, and I don't know much about the general story besides a few tidbits and minor key points. But the trailer that was dropped for the show looks really bad. As I said, kinda. Resident Evil has been trying its hardest to break into this show / movie format for a while now. If I remember correctly, Netflix had an animated Resident Evil show, which I only watched 2 episodes of, and I think it was received poorly. And then we got a live action movie that I was excited for, which seems like I was the only one, and it was poorly received, and I still haven't seen it yet. And then we now have this, which is getting torn to shit, and obviously we have many live action movies from back in the day with very mixed thoughts, feelings, opinions, and reviews. So the trailer. Let's start. The trailer shows us 2 different timelines. The first one following 2 younger sisters, Jade and Billy Wesker, as they're moving into what looks to be a new utopia called Raccoon City, or New Raccoon City. What happens to the old one? We don't ask questions like that here. They're there to live and be with their father, Albert Wesker, a scientist, doctor, virologist, I probably said that wrong, who seems to work in the new Raccoon City, or with Umbrella, based on what I've kind of seen. During the trailer, we see the creation or the discovery of the T-virus and the collapse of New Raccoon City until we move a decade forward, which we're now with a 30-year-old Jade who seems to now be alone until she does find some new survivors to tag along with and help. Now, the show as a whole, telling by this trailer, does actually look pretty cool, entertaining, and something I'd actually like, but it wasn't until my second watch through / viewing that I started to see the problems seeping through the cracks. What is shown off in this trailer is the spectacle, the scale, the zombies / the monsters. Nothing about the story. Now again, this could be because I don't know the full Resident Evil lore, so maybe it's just for the real Resident Evil fans. That was until I dove into the comments to see a ton of people bitching about how this looks just like crap and it's not an adaptation of any of the games at all. So then I was left lost and reset my sights on the trailer. The trailer does a terrible job at showing a story. Even if it was made for the real, true, and die-hard Resident Evil fans, it should still have shown off some of the story to let them know which game or set of characters they were adapting to get them hyped. And even for the people that weren't into the Resident Evil games, for new ones also, to kind of get them still into it and to have an idea on what is going on. You see, a teaser for a show, movie, or video game or anything is to get you interested in the concept while showing you some story, but overall something to get you hooked. But to me, a trailer should be that, but an extension of the stakes and why you should care for a final reel-in. The trailer did capture me with some cool action, zombies, monsters, and a possibly interesting story / premise and a large / huge scale, but there's only so far cool action, zombies, monsters, etc. can get you until you start asking yourself why you should care or why should I care. To go over some other problems I had, the VFX or visual effects looked kind of off during some scenes. One scene that caught my eye specifically was the pavement or sidewalk cracking and then the huge caterpillar or whatever it was coming out, but that's mainly because it was done during the daylight, so it's kind of hard to hide imperfections in VFX or visual effects when there's loads of light coming out to the object, or at least that's what I think. Also, I've been trying to figure out for multiple viewings of the trailer if this woman is the villain, because I'm not sure who is, and I keep feeling like it's her because it feels like they're so heavily trying to point it out. I'll go with I'm not sure, but she seems like a very generic villain from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe even 80s eras of superhero villains with the twirling the mustache and the evil smiles. And if not villain, character with the evil villain smile, and the performance seems off.
The old Umbrella made mistakes. The things we're working on today, they're gonna change the world.
I have a feeling they were trying to go for a very creepy A24 look where the person's just smiling into the camera and trying to make it really creepy, but it came off kind of goofy, so I don't know. I'll admit I'm late since the show has already dropped, and I do plan on watching it, although I'm going in with very managed and low expectations, and it seems like others are too. I've wanted to make this video for a while, and it ended up getting pushed back further and further, but I still really want to talk about it and how kind of not to make a trailer for a horror zombie show or just any media slash video. And I expect a review later on down the line, later on just kind of down the pipeline, but I kind of just wanted to make it to kind of just talk about and show how confused this trailer made me. So yeah, that's all I really want to talk about in the video. I'll go and, watch the show and be back someday to talk about it. See you all later. Peace of my amigos, and peace out.